Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the DNVR Rapids podcast. It is a drawing room, guys. I'm here with the fellas. Rapids get the late equalizer. The latest, not the latest equalizer, but a pretty, that's one of the more dramatic goals we've had from them in recent memory. Just a beautiful, beautiful run of play from Acosta to Barrios to Kevin Cabral, gets his first goal as a Burgundy boy. Great game from the Rapids. Tons to talk about. But first, I got to introduce the fellas. It's Super Yahya.
I am super hyped today, dude. This is
Super
actually
Yahya, super hyped.
This is I'm not gonna say great because it's not great, but it's it's decent to good result for sure.
Joining us is Kevin Cabral appreciator and ball knower, downtown Duane Brown.
We have good things to talk about, guys.
We have good shit to talk about. Pretty crazy
good things.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Guys, where do you want to start with this one? I think, obviously undermanned team goes in, you coming off the Price injury. You don't have Yappy. You don't have Rubio. Still some injuries. Gers back. Galvan on the bench. You look at this bench and it's guys like, you're like an injury or two away from Ollie Laraz and Seb Anderson and guys getting minutes that, weren't really necessarily in the plans, right? So, where do you guys want to go with this? The undermanned, the goal, Kevin Cabral?
I think we should start with the negative and work up because it's going to be a pretty hype. So I think we should get to the things that kind of didn't go right, the goal that they lit in, and little stuff like that.
Sure, let's start there. Up and down open to the game. It was, I thought, a really exciting start to the game. 5 minutes in. Could have been offside. It was not. VAR says otherwise. I said, let the call stand as called, but what am I going to do?
It looked pretty hard. I hate to say it.
That was, to me, that was really the only real scary moment from that backline tonight. Am I wrong?
And even then, it was a mistake from a defender that's not really a defender. And
right.
And Sam Nicholson. It was one of those moves where he thought he had some help in the back, so he kind of cheated a little bit. And when he noticed he did it, Gallagher already been behind him. So even then, it was he's not really a defender. He doesn't have that awareness that most defenders have in that situation.
Yeah, it was. It felt like, I think we were all getting flashbacks to last year to a mistake by the back line, and it seemed like the floodgates would now be open. I was preparing for a 3-0, 4-0. I was in our little group chat lamenting the plans I could have had tonight. And it ended up being a great first half. There was, they led in basically everything except scoring and possession, and which possession was basically even. I think it was 54-46 at halftime. They had more shots. They had 7 corners in the first half. It was all Colorado. It was by far the best offensive ball we have seen from these guys to date. I don't think that's even a debate. Duane, what do you think?
I cannot agree more with what you just said. So, yeah, we finally saw some creativity. We finally saw some ideas. I still want more from the forwards, but we got a goal from a can we say striker? I don't
forward
know.
An attacking option.
Yeah, attacking. But it's still, I still think there's some work to be done on the forwards. I thought our best chances came from the defense and the midfield. Keegan was out of his mind tonight, which was amazing and super fun to watch. So I have a whole list of notes of good things.
Well, let's keep going. Anything else?
Not very many bad things. I do have a couple, but that's it.
Well, let's hear one of them. What's one of your needs to work on things?
We got to go negative a little bit.
Okay.
It's a hype cast. Today's going to be more exciting than usual.
Let me be negative about stuff.
Sad, Duane.
I still don't think we're quite there gelling as a team yet.
Correct.
And I will use this example. Wilson and Sam bickering back and forth. I don't remember
Happens, man.
the minutes that it happened, but just trying to figure out who's supposed to be where and who's going to throw it in, and just still some bickering, and I don't mean bickering as like I don't think the guys have any beef with each other. It's just trying, they're not at that place mentally where they're just dialed in and positionally. So I think they're trying to help each
I think
other
what it
out.
points to, I think it points to a lack of them really trusting that everyone knows the system yet, right? Like,
Sure.
like I don't necessarily think. I mean, I think in some of those early games where Bassett was frustrated, he was out of position. But I think today the frustration was like, oh, like I still don't know where you tend to drift to. I don't know what your tendencies are yet. And I do think by the end of the game they found a really nice groove. Even into the 35th, 40th minute. I really think they found their pace there.
I think also part of it, that bickering, it's Danny. Again, I'll say Nicholson's not a defender.
Nope.
And Danny's expecting him to defend a certain way and be in certain positions that Nicholson just doesn't know, or have certain instincts that he's just not aware of. And the reason that you put Nicholson in that back there is because he's a decent defender, not in a great wing back and a great winger that can push up and down and has the conditioning. And holy shit, St. Louis just made it 3-0 against Real Salt Lake. That team is unbelievable. I hate how much.
We might have to start a St. Louis podcast on the side because that team's fun as hell.
It's close. But going back, that bickering to me,
all that matters is RSL is getting a beating. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
Nuggets are also winning at the same time too. So if that's Yahya has MLS, he'll check in with that. I can't not have this Nuggets game on in the background. I'm sorry.
Also, there might be a rivalry with St. Louis and Colorado brewing.
Let's play each other first, maybe.
No, it's the craziest rivalry to have. Like, if any two fan bases should be united in dislike of one person, it should be their fans and our fans.
No. The biggest reason they dislike each other is because of Kroenke.
That's what I'm saying. But there's no reason our fans and their fans both dislike Kroenke. We should be best friends forever.
No, this is what's gonna happen. They're going to start the F Kroenke chant. We're going to be like, yeah, they're going to beat the Rapids. The Rapids are not going to be happy about it. St. Louis is going to go rub it in their face because they hate Kroenke. That's where the rivalry starts. You see?
I'm into it.
That's where it's not that we don't agree with the same things. It's just
all right. Let's bring it. Let's bring it back here.
We will probably echo that chant.
Yes, for sure. Everyone will be chanting that chant from across the Great Plains. Nicholson, man, that guy has had a lot put on him this season. And I don't care if he's not totally locked in as a left back right now. I think he's done pretty well. He's looked good in possession. He's really worked that wing well. I'm going to save it for Flowers, I guess, but I thought he was awesome. And that's why he was subbed off for Markinich later too. So it's like, it was an interesting formation to put out there, and he made it work. He made it work.
I really enjoyed it, and you can really tell the defense as a whole started to gel a lot more. One of the biggest negatives I kind of have with this team, what I think would be their some of the decision making they have in the midfield. I feel like sometimes they get too frustrated with holding the ball, or they don't know how to bring down the ball and look for the right pass. Saw that a little bit more from like Lawless. I saw that as well from a little bit more from Ronan and Nicholson, where if the ball's in the air, they bring it down. Instead of bringing it down and looking for the quick pass or even playing it back, they kind of get flustered and just kind of want to get rid of it because they don't know what's going on. So I think kind of slowing down the game for them would be a little bit better. But besides that, I think that would really help with their crispiness. But besides that, I think that might be my biggest negative. But that's something that's gonna get fixed, I think, with the more they play and the more comfortable they get.
Yeah, it's man, they're in such an interesting spot where they kind of almost have to completely reset again what was already a difficult time to gel, and now it's like now you just have to completely reset. But nothing like going in getting a real result on the road to help that, right? Like that has to help this team. That flight home is going to be in great spirits, you have to imagine, after that.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. Do we want to get a little bit more into the positives now? To me, those were like the.
Do you have anything else? Hold on. Is there anything else? Because this is going to turn into a winner's lounge, basically. So, like, is there anything?
And that's fine.
Else?
That's fine.
No. It's good. It's good. It's good.
No, yeah. But we got to get the negative out, Duane.
Yeah.
Duane,
is there anything?
We're not trying to stop the happiness. We're just trying to get the negative out before we can get to happy.
If any team has gotten the negative out over the past month constantly on Twitter, we're good. The negative tank is full. We're good there.
No, but we also got to call it both ways. We just can't call it like we're happy a draw. We got to critique what did go
finishing. I mean, again, finishing. They were at 1.25 XG at halftime. I didn't see where they finished. Looks like they finished at 2.12 with 1 goal scored. So you go over 2 and get 1 is not great, obviously. That those corners in the first half with that those like 2 headers that bounced right off of Stuver, Keegan with that short shot, Mikey with the one that got sent flying where he could have. It was basically, it's funny because the goal was just a replay of Mikey's first big chance after he came on, right? And Cabral was in the same exact spot, just as open. And they just ran it back and it worked. So
could have been 2-1,
just finishing.
Honestly.
Yeah. It should have been 3-4. I mean, the Rapids dominated.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Real quick too, before we get into more happiness, I think also besides finishing, decision making in the final third, kind of going back to the Mikey thing, there were times where they could have made that extra pass and had a better shot, and instead they either like passed it back, didn't make the right pass, or shot it 2 out of bounds. Which again, shooting is shooting. I'm all for shooting, but I think that's just something they got to get more used to, getting in that final third and just having a little bit more creativity. But again, not as bad as other games. They were a lot better, and now we can let Duane go off and be happy.
No, really quick before Duane goes off, because he's going to. We're gonna have to clear out some space for a Duane rant. Look, Bassett has been sort of the target of
Rapids Twitter.
I don't want to say Rapids Twitter. I think our frustrations have been in his leadership qualities, and I think in this game he looked fantastic. He really controlled the game. He worked left, he worked right, he worked middle, he worked in possession. I thought defensively his work rate was really high. Overall, man, it was I don't think I have any negative notes on Cole, and I think that's kind of just a really impressive thing there. So that's all I want to get in. All right, Duane, knock yourself out, my guy. Get in there.
I have to let my dog out real quick before he starts barking.
All right, okay. I will hype us up. Go for it.
You start it.
Just by the way, Nuggets up 16 on the Bucks, so that's tight. All right, I'm not even worried about it anymore. That one's over. Okay,
I'm good.
Are we giving flowers already? Is this what we're doing? Like,
no, I don't think we give 15 flowers.
Minutes in.
I think
we have to do flowers. We can just say some things that went well.
All right.
I think we just talk ourselves into second place Rapids. I think that's how
things that went well. The formation worked.
Yeah, I'm not
and
saying
the subs were great.
Yeah.
How about that? Tell me why I'm wrong there. You can't,
dude. That formation, it brings you back so much to the 2021 Rapids.
Yep.
It brings you back to a strong defense, high press. All they need to do now is look for goals and kind of shore up the small mistakes once again. But there's no reason not to be excited for the LAFC, dude. There's no.
Let's go.
There really isn't. Especially if by any chance Rubio doesn't come back for that game, right? He misses 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody in the organization.
That would be week number 3.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody in the organization. They might have been off, but they were thinking that maybe they'd be back for Austin for LAFC. But
I mean, Premier League's playing next weekend. I don't know if any other international breaks or I don't know. He might be back. I
Because I
don't know.
thought it was this weekend of games. Because
Yeah, I think it's just a weekend of games. Yeah.
So they might be back for that game.
Yeah.
What I've heard around. But if you have a good strike grip, there's somebody that actually finishes chances like a Rubio or maybe even a Yappy who hasn't done it yet.
Well, yeah, I mean,
this game could have been 2-0. This game could have been 3-1. That's how good the Rapids were at creating those chances. Like
100%. 100%. They finishing is A1 on this list. But I got to hand it to him. We said turn around and shoot, turn the ball and shoot, get on the ball and shoot, shoot. Well, they shot 17 shots, 8 on goal, tons of corners and set pieces into the box. This is exactly what you wanted out of this team. 100%.
Yeah. What do you think, Duane?
I'm ready. I'm just waiting.
Go ahead, Duane. This is all you, man.
Go
ahead.
Should I go down my whole list or just start at one thing?
Start your list and we'll see how long we go.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and start with Cabral. Like, let's go Cabral and talk. I've already watched this goal 6 times. I've gone back and watched that play 6 times. And here is where the massive confidence for me as a Cabral guy learning to finish and make goals happen is when you watch Barrios come down. First of all, incredible pass to Barrios, by the way. Let me give a straight shout out to Acosta for that incredible pass. Barrios comes down, and if you watch it, you're going to see Cabral change directions and step over because he knows that Barrios has a crap angle to get that ball back to him. So even though he's flying down at, not top speed, but at Cabral speed, which is fast, he pumps the brakes, takes a few steps to the right, and puts himself in position to get an easy goal.
It was the second time he did that on that
run. That's called finishing and knowing how to change your position where you are to be in the right spot for that pass. That gave me so much hope and confidence that one, Cabral is has a chance to turn it around on a new club, and 2, that maybe we are starting to develop some forwards who can finish. I will say throughout the entire game, Mitch was calling for Cabral the entire time, more than anybody. So Mitch was all in on Cabral from the get-go.
I was. Look, he honestly, yo, what's up, Grant? Hey, just shout out everyone in the chat, obviously. Look, this was a game where I thought he looked, last year when we praised Giassi, just being able to get his shoulders on the right side of a defender and just create the chance, create the possibility of receiving the ball for a chance. Cabral here doesn't necessarily do that physically, like on the man, right? And kind of like using shoulders and hips and things to get around, legs to get around a guy. He cut twice on that run from Mikey, was flying down, cuts in, flying down, cuts in, gets to an open spot. And twice I thought looked so good on that run. You play that off of a Yappy, off of a Rubio, any of that. It's exciting. I'm trying not to do the whole like, all right, this is the guy thing, but it was nice to see. It was really nice to see. That's what I'm going to leave it at. I'm not making any declarative statements. That was a nice game to see.
For sure.
I hope we see more of it. I'm not going to hold my breath.
It is a glimmer of hope. It's
Correct.
A glimmer of hope, which is what we need right now. I'm not saying he's the guy, but I'm saying there is a glimmer of hope.
The biggest thing about this is that just besides the goal, if you take the goal away and just watch his actual play, he seemed engaged. He seemed focused. He seemed to want to be a part of the plays, making the runs, which is something I really wish I would have seen in San Jose. And he came in today, and really his attitude just seemed a lot different. And this from an outsider perspective, but you could tell that he was more engaged. He was looking at the ball. He was running behind defenders and trying to get himself correct. But besides that, I think today it's the perfect day to bring up our guy draft, because I think our guys today did pretty effing well all across the way.
I gotta deplete it. Our guys.
I mean, Duane's only guy to be available, Cabral, scored the equalizer.
Man, Duane, what an L on our guys.
I had a real bad draft, everyone.
Well, looking at this real quick, like Duane's one guy that played scored the equalizer, so that evens out anything he has. That puts him back up. Then you bring up Rosenberry and Bassett, which I thought had two of the better games for the Rapids, and then Maxu and Max were effing elite, dude. These are our guys today. I thought did great all the way around.
What a great point, and what a great way to pull up our W's. Yeah, that's the super producer coming back out of Super Yaya right there.
That's just something. Dude, it's ingrained. At this point, it's ingrained. I am the producer.
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready, and that's Yaya right there. What a legend.
Good. That's my hope for Rubio.
I'm on Team Grant. I need a summer transfer window for the guys.
So
hey, you know the rules. I told you the rules. You can get a new player, but the rules are the rules.
I have to. Yeah. So we talked about this actually during the game, Grant. I wanted to have a redraft, and the rule was I had to renounce Jack Price as my favorite guy ever, and I won't do it.
Yep. So all you have to say is he's not your guy. You have to say those words, and then
I won't. I'll never say that.
I'll
never say.
All right. Well, you obviously don't need another guy then.
Jack Price is my guy.
To me, the only rule about this should be that you kind of have to. You can only take Ronan out of the list because he's the most informed guy, and Duane's gonna take him, and it's he's already informed. You can't take the most informed guy.
Yes, I love Ronan so much.
No, he was really good today. He's
so much fun to watch.
Kind of getting back to the formation though, dude. We kind of talked about it a little bit on a Thursday that I thought it was going to be a 3-4-3. In attack, that's kind of what it was. And I love that Ronan and Acosta were the double pivot because that really allowed you did the job of one Jack Price with two players, which kind of sucks, but you really make up for not having Jack Price. And
it also lets Keegan get up. And he was amazing. And we'll get to him later in Flowers for sure, but it really let Nicholson and Keegan really make their mark outside and let Lewis and Bassett and those guys make chances in the middle. This is a Frazier game. And I don't know if that jumps on what you were about to say there, Duane, but I was going to say this is on you have to give it up for Frazier in this, I think.
For sure. What I was going to say was going to be much sillier, which was
I love silly. Say it.
Was the pregame lineup Apple and MLS season passes worst move of the season so far? For what
do you have that picture? Someone get that picture.
I got it. I can download it real quick.
I sent it.
They had Ronan as a false nine.
I was like, what is going on?
Bassett as a deep left winger.
I also don't know how any of that works, so I don't know if they told that. Here it is real quick.
No, there's no way anyone from the Rapids said this.
It's going to cover up just Mitch, so it's going to be me and Duane on camera for a little bit. That's just how this program works.
It's fine. That's fine. I wish I could teleprompt it. No. Put it back. I want to. Okay. So, they said Bassett up left, Lewis right. Ronan as a deep line false nine. I don't know what he even
He was supposed to be a 10.
A lone 10 with two strikers. Yeah. Strange and inaccurate. Wasn't even close. I liked mine better.
Just terrible.
All right, you can get rid of it, but man, yikes!
I
was excited for Kobe Jones. I didn't know who the other guy was, Healy. I was excited for Kobe Jones. Apparently, a known Rapids hater, so my bad for not knowing that. But Healy was the Austin play-by-play guy, and I caught 3 different instances where he was a goal to the good, and like all these things that he would have said as the Austin play-by-play guy, which like you can't blame him for habit. He called 70 something games for him, so like whatever. But I thought he did a good job, but there was moments where I was like, come on, man, this is a national broadcast. Like, this is not, you're not doing the Austin broadcast here.
Also, I really didn't enjoy his voice. His actual voice to me was just, I couldn't listen to it for whatever reason.
Overall, I thought they were pretty good. I thought Kobe Jones had some good points about
yeah, I thought they covered the game
about
really well.
Max.
I thought
Sure.
Healy's voice. I
Sure.
Because I have nothing against how he called the game. It was his voice. Maybe I just got to get used to it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it sounds like he's just going to be doing Austin games because he was doing an Austin game. He definitely wasn't doing a Rapids game. But whatever. We move.
Again, dude, the more I look back, I thought this game was so good. Danny Wilson kind of regained his form.
Ooh.
I
think the whole back line, dude, was sick.
I think we really, really underestimated how much that Austin Trust loss was going to affect the Rapids.
Because the back three is what this team needs.
Defensive, and then you just put a good striker up there. And I don't want to, I'm knocking on wood because I don't want this to happen, but Rubio is on a contract year. Yappy might be heading out of the Rapids here in a year or so too, if things go right. The Rapids might be in the market for a striker in the next window or two.
Maybe.
Like in the legit striker. So if you don't get Rubio, what are you looking for? You're looking for a false nine, super quick, like just kind of target guy, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely more in the mold of the, the fast kind of, you're not looking for the physical bruiser rebound guy, I think. I think this game kind of showed out what the offense needs to be this year. I mean, obviously you change that with Rubio and Yappy because you have to, but there's going to be games where you have to play like this with those quicker guys in the middle, creating runs and not necessarily creating targets. Right. But I really enjoyed it. I don't know. It was a wild, like hats off to Frazier. He went galaxy brain on the formation on this one.
Dude, no joke. Even the passing lanes that they were creating, like the way they were covering for each other, running back and forth. This was literally a 4-3-3 style of play, positional play with a lot more defensive structure, which it
was like a 5-4-1 into a 3-4-3 into a 3-2-2-2-1, as Rick said there in the chat.
It was
was
insane.
It was awesome.
Also, the midfield to me was holy shit, dude. That
Duane,
midfield.
What else you got on the list?
Oh man, my list. Whew. Man, Acosta, awesome. He was aggressive on the ball. He was getting back and forth. His services, dude,
great,
real good.
I'm surprised how much he was on the ball on those free kicks over Ronan. But he was, I mein, by all means, please take them. They were great.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest losses with losing Price, but I just, and now I have confidence in set, in our corners again.
Yep.
Because Acosta was great putting that ball in. Man, Max was good. Ronan, I love him, but the other thing about Ronan is not just working dudes and his little heel kick, get around that, kind of his signature move. But also starting to see him kind of be the field commander a little bit more, and he's pointing out and he's yelling at dudes to in a positive way, yelling at dudes to on where they need to be to maintain the shape. That was great. Frazier coming off the first half. Plone mentioned this too. Just he was amped up, getting dudes off the pitch and back into the locker room for the half. And I wish we had a microphone at halftime. I want to know.
There'd be a lot of naughty words.
So it's just definitely not an uninvolved or stoic kind of Fraser, coach speak Fraser. He He was
I'm excited
dialed
to
in.
see the video from this presser for sure.
Yeah, and same
really-
thing, you know.
Really quick
from
down your
midfield.
list.
Go ahead.
Sorry, really quick down your list. Way back in your list, actually.
Way back.
Acosta, 100%. The
What a
play of
game.
the game. The play of the game. Because I just switched over to the Twitter account really quick, and of course it was on that goal. That play starts with him
That pass.
chasing down. No.
Yeah.
The play starts with him
breaking up
chasing
their
down,
goal. Yeah.
throwing a leg, like a huge scissor kick forward, literally just stopping an Austin run in its tracks, turn around with the ball, 5-10 yards, launches it, hits Barrios in stride. The play happens from there. Player of the game to me was Acosta. He was awesome.
Dude,
Cannot say enough good
game.
things about what he did. Great way to step in after the Price injury. Exactly what you want.
Yep.
Did it
Keep
feel
going.
like
No, you're right. Well, dude, you're 100%.
did it feel a little bit like that midfield was more relaxed?
Yes, 100%.
I felt them really
Less
loose.
thinking.
Just
Less
exactly.
thinking.
It felt like a lot of schoolhouse play, like schoolyard play. Like they were just out there trying to have fun.
100%, dude.
I saw like Cole and Max, even Acosta had a back heel where they're just like, oh, here they are, and every single one hit. Ronan was turning around and smiling at guys whenever he turned guys around. It felt like they were just out there trying to have fun. Of course, they wanted to win, but it was a lot funner to me. They felt loose. They just kind of felt like they were chilling and trying to see what they could do out there.
Did you see Cabral after he scored? I mean, they went and did the hugging thing, and then he ran back and he was doing this one to the crowd, just giving a little.
Also, real quick, Giossi.
What a vibe, dude!
As much as we love Giossi, dude.
I love Giossi. I'm a Giossi guy. I don't care. I don't care if everyone hates him. I don't care.
Dude, it's fine, but holy is he bad right now?
Bad run of form from him. He didn't touch the ball for 30 minutes to start the game. 30 minutes before Giossi Zardes touched the ball. Not a great strategy if you're Austin.
There's a reason they kept saying, well, he fits in way better in this strategy, in this formation.
Nope.
Because of the same thing as Columbus. There's a reason Columbus got rid of him, because he wasn't fitting in anymore.
He fit great in Colorado.
Exactly. It might be more. He needs more of the Rapids strategy.
He needs Robin Fraser.
Yeah,
those tactics.
Those tactics for him out there are not working. It didn't work in Columbus anymore. He's getting older. It needs to change. Something needs to change for him.
The vibes were, I mean, we were at practice on Tuesday, dude, right? Like first time they were available after the injury, right? First time we saw all the guys kind of hanging, and there was a lot of people from our media, brethren, and Jordan Angeli was out there. The whole comms team was out there. So like some player agents were out there, and there was just an odd vibe, right? Like it was like you saw the reserves were hustling, and it felt like the starters were just kind of apprehensive, maybe, or just bummed, or like maybe in their head they thought they were kind of screwed, or I don't know what it was, but I'm really happy for the team in that just the vibes have to just be so turned around, just internally. You have to, like, it has to be so much easier to walk into work this week.
100%. Like how I said, maybe like it sucks to say, but maybe some of that Price injury took that pressure off of maybe it was the goal that they scored finally on against Minnesota, that they just felt like they weren't as pressured. It felt like they were just out there playing instead of like having a monkey and then trying to get that off the whole game. I don't know, man. Like how you said, the vibe was like super weird. That one day they practiced in Colorado.
Yeah,
it was like a nice mix of like kind of mourning Jack's injury, but at the same time, kind of like energetic and excited for the week that was coming.
Totally. Duane, what else you got on that list before we get into flowers, my guy?
Oh, that's a great question. Bassett.
Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, that's
we said it. We said earlier. We talked about it already. But
yeah, I know. We talked about it, but it's like we've talked several times about Bassett being a little bit invisible in previous games, but dude, no longer invisible. Like guy
No.
was like on fire.
He was loud
And
today.
yes,
that shot
he was.
where
Yeah.
where
Oh.
Stuver was ready for a cross because he probably had 3 or 4 options. He had Keegan, Barrios, and I think
Jonathan.
Yeah,
it was Lewis
he caught him
still
out
in
of
at that
position.
point. And instead
So
of the
close.
left foot curving, away from goal into the box, he put the other curve on it and tried to hit that inside corner. Great shot. Creativity is on point. You see it you got to give it up. If we're going to call out the bad, got to give it up. That was
For
a
sure.
great game
Like,
from him.
Dude,
it was amazing. He had another
Bassett
awesome
this game.
cross right around 79.
Yep.
Right around 79, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
That Barrios missed, but boy, it was great.
Honestly, it was really, really. I thought the fouls he took were stupid, but I liked him because he was aggressive. I liked how aggressive he was against everybody. He was fighting with the ref. That's the leadership he needed to show earlier in the season. And he was out there fighting. If somebody was fighting with the ref, he would be the first one to run up there and be like, "Hey guys, calm down." But then he'd get into it with the ref, and I'm like, "I love this from you. Keep going." Dude.
Arguing that yellow really cracked me up because
it's the most obvious yellow.
He bear hugged that guy for like 10 yards.
Also, I forgot how much I disliked Ted Uncle today. I forgot how much I disliked.
Oh my God, we have so much to talk about with Ted Uncle.
Ted Uncle,
my God, what a Ted Uncle performance! I almost might give him flowers later. He was on his
brand.
game tonight. What an elite! We got Ted Uncle was there for Ted Uncle time, baby. And man, he was performative. He was acting everything out. He was chopping it up with the fellas. Oh man,
you know how they call it a Shannon Sharp Unk? That's what he was today. He was Shannon Sharp.
Dude, he was so Ted Uncle tonight. He was cranked that shit up to 11. And because there was no red cards or shitty penalties or anything, I'm totally cool with it. That was hilarious.
When he was arguing with that always brings it for the Rapids.
Yeah, well, when he was arguing with Bassett. Yeah, when he was arguing with Bassett, he's like, "My circle, get the hell out of here!" And I was like, "What are you doing?" Oh my God.
It was so good, dude. It was.
He was
so
just like,
good.
he was just like, he didn't even say anything. He was just like, "My circle, get out of here!"
It was coincidentally, it was the LAFC game last year that kind of lifted the Ted Uncle curse on the Rapids.
Yeah, he might be a good luck charm now. Honestly,
dude, I don't know. He's grown on me a lot, man.
We should do the lucky draft again, man.
Ted Uncle is like the villain from like every movie or wrestling show that you love to hate because he does it so well.
Hey, Nuggets to get the dub. You can catch up on Winners Lounge later though. We're talking PIDs now, baby.
Getting pitted.
No, they go like an hour and a half on these takeover post games, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, we're up all like 15 minutes away.
Yeah,
we're not in the studio. So.
Dude, honestly, dude, but Ted Uncle to me was
he was hilarious.
I disliked him because there was some calls that I didn't like, and I was like, "What are you doing, Ted?" But like, it's part of the game. You get annoyed at the ref. But
he was hilarious.
After I went back and I kind of saw some of the things he did, I was like, dude, this dude is a character and a half.
He's so funny. I love Ted Uncle. No,
this is the reputation that Ted Uncle has over in Browntown. Is that my wife
is that how you refer to your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
I don't like that at all. Don't do it.
Casa Brown, Chateau Brown.
We'll workshop it off air. This is off air combo.
Chateau Brown works a lot too.
The Brown Palace.
The Brown Palace. Oh man.
Okay. Well, yes, anyway. Go on, Ted Uncle. Yeah.
Anyway, at the beginning of the game,
don't know what to tell you, Mitch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not my call.
I also don't understand how that's not symmetrical, but okay.
Because the waves aren't.
They're totally balanced, but we can talk design later.
They're not symmetrical.
All right. What about Brown Palace?
They're not, but they're balanced. That's design.
I don't know, Duane.
Anyway,
Brown is getting annoyed at design talk.
I didn't design it, and so but it's still well done. Anyway, it's you're welcome. He's one of the best in the biz. So
Go D-line.
Yeah, we love D-line. And I
Shout
think
out.
Mitch does too. I think he's just giving him shit.
Yeah, for
honestly.
real.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the beginning of the game, I saw that Ted Uncle was the referee, and I mentioned it, and my wife was sitting on the couch, and she was like, "Oh no, not Ted Uncle!" Just from hearing me from previous many
That's funny.
years.
There's a who is it? Is it now I can't think of the sports media personality, but it's like the mom test, right? Or like the wife test, like how popular someone is, or like how much of an impact they have within a league just based on the casual person knowing their name. That's hilarious that Ted Uncle has passed that test. Hilarious.
Palace, yeah.
He is
in the Brown Palace, at least.
He is known here. He is known here.
All right. Is it time for flowers, fellas? Do we have anything else we want to touch on?
Gosh, this is going to be so hard. I want to go last.
Well, we're going to go like 8 times. That's how
yeah,
we
you
do
can,
flowers.
Oh,
you can
okay,
give
good.
us many flowers.
Oh, we can do a bouquet.
Yeah.
How do we do? We do flowers however we want.
Yeah, dude. It's
Great.
our show.
You guys can go click on the link for the
you
Nugget
guys
Show
can go to
whenever you
Nuggets.
want.
Yeah, go enjoy the Nugget Show. It's fine.
They have this show and that show are going to be going on at the same time.
Technology works to where you can have 2 shows at the same time. It's literally
Notice how I'm
YouTube
in my
works.
house and not the studio.
Also, Bradley Willis and Macho Elbow. If you're already in here, give us a like. Might as well.
Yeah, at least throw a like to the homies while you're on the way out.
We'll
man.
tell D-Line
We
you
love
like
the Nuggets,
this.
guys.
We'll tell D-Line you like this.
Oh man.
Yeah, at least throw a like if you're accidentally in here for the Nuggets.
No, we're not stopping.
No, we're not
Nuggets.
stopping for the
going,
Nuggets.
yeah.
Jesus.
We're the real show in town.
This is bullshit.
We're not even in studio. What the hell?
I'm so
Guys,
mad. I'm gonna yell.
You can run more than one show in YouTube at the same time. Everything's
I'm gonna
be
yell.
fine.
I'm gonna yell it out of Mares on Monday
If
for
you
sure.
if you love the Nugs, they're gonna be able to run at the same time we are. So everything is gonna be great.
I'm gonna watch the Nugs postgame as soon as we're done.
Yeah,
we got you covered at DNVR. You're good to go. It doesn't matter what sport you got.
We've done up to 5
we got
shows
you.
at the same time as well, dude. Trust me, I know. I'm a producer. We've all done this. Like
Super, yeah. All right, guys. Flowers
got you.
time. Flowers
We
time.
got
Flowers time.
Also,
Homies
real
are here.
quick, 4-0 victory for St. Louis.
No way.
Dude,
More
St. Louis,
importantly,
5-0.
a 4-0 loss for Real Salt Lake.
When I'm
That's
just worried that
what's-
like
For fake
just worried
Salt
with
Lake, you mean?
Yeah. I'm just worried the Western
Okay,
Conference.
flowers
finals are
time.
gonna
Throw it
be
up. Throw it
super
up.
hard.
Throw it up. Throw up the flowers.
I'll go first, and I was gonna take him, but I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna give it to Cole Bassett, dude. We talked
right.
about it.
Yep.
Dude, he's one of my guys. I think he's getting that leadership. If he keeps playing like this, I don't see how the Rapids don't make the playoffs, even if it's the ninth seed.
If this is the game,
Like-
absolutely.
Like if this is what Cole Bassett is and turns out to be for the rest of the season, and the team around him can like rally, and he becomes the new Jack Price, where he's yelling at guys, getting everybody in order.
Rubio's
all
gonna
for it,
help
dude.
with this too, for sure.
Exactly. So I'm all for it. So I'm honestly off.
He was
for it,
awesome.
dude. Like
He was awesome.
I'll give-
Great footwork tonight.
I
Hey,
love
shout
his
out
shit
Bradley for
housery.
leaving a like. That's amazing. You rule.
Yeah. Also, I love his shit housery, dude. I love how he got kind of like in people's faces, how aggressive he was. The passes he was making, he was trying shit out there. He wasn't just trying to like make the perfect pass. He was like, hey, let's see what happens if I throw this all the way across. Is anybody gonna get this? And it created some chances.
He was awesome. He was awesome in possession. I thought he was great defensively. I brought it up earlier, but his work rate was through the roof. There's really nothing to bag on his game tonight. I think, a couple like kind of weak shot attempts that I thought he could have at least got a better foot on. Maybe you'd knock him on, that turns like a 0.4 XG shot into a 0.1 XG shot kind of thing. But
A shot to shot.
Flowers.
We asked for shots,
Yeah.
and he gave us.
Yep.
So I'm all
Nope,
for it.
you're right. All right. Flowers are going to. I'll leave it for Duane Brown because it's his.
No,
guy.
it's okay. Take it. I got plenty. I got a whole list. I got a whole bouquet.
It's Kevin Cabral. Come on.
Yeah.
Damn it, Mitch, I'm mad.
Yeah, it has to be. Has to be.
Damn it, I'm mad.
It has to be Kevin Cabral.
Yeah.
For sure.
First goal,
Sure.
the most decisive play we have seen from him. Running with intention and not just running to move around the pitch and trying some, you know what I mean? It was very intentional in his movements tonight, and should have had two because Mikey should have saw him on that first chance, but then they got an exact recreation minutes later, and he was allowed to finish. I bet you he starts next week. I would be shocked if he didn't. He deserves it. He was awesome. So flowers to Cabral, pretty easy. There you go. Duane, you're up.
B-Ray just posted mine. It's gonna be Robin Fraser.
Oh boy, B-Ray. Hell yeah.
Like I said, man, like keyed up at halftime, making great subs
At the right time.
He's just ready. Like, dude was like, I think he,
you were worried about the subs. You were in our
I
little
was
group chat. You were not
super
feeling
worried.
it, and it worked out exactly like they needed.
And guess what? Like a lot of people on Twitter, that's why I'm not an MLS coach.
Well, hey, do you remember what you said though, right? You were like, "Why are we bringing on?" You know, because Nicholson came off from Markinich, and so and I said they're not gonna. It's gonna be really hard to steal points if Austin scores 2, right? Bring on a defender, then figure out the offense after that.
I was not happy about that.
It was a really good play. He did it right.
Cabral should have come in at that point, but then he brought in Cabral later, and then we ended up getting.
And then once the goal was in there, you get Priso on for Ronan to just kind of be a bulldog in there and just chop it up and waste time.
And he got Danny Pereira so mad, which I got him
so pissed. It was great. No, it was it was great. Rick, I would start them together if just to answer your question. I would have them both up top.
That would be awesome.
And then roll Bassett, Acosta, Ronan together with the back 5, like we've seen. That would be my preference. But I just think one, even with LA covering half his salary, he's the most expensive player on this team. And so he needs to play, and he needs to start, and he needs to be on the field all the time. So that's why I think he needs to start. But also, there's only been 2 goals this season, and he has one of them. So you're on the field, guy. All right, Duane, throw some flowers out there.
Who do we got so far? We got Fraser.
Can I give one real quick before?
Sure. Yeah, go for it. Back to you.
I was going snake draft on accident. Whoops.
That's okay. We can just go regular.
No. Regular.
I really don't even care.
Go.
The one before anybody took it, and I was going to leave it for Mitch, and he didn't take it, was Max.
Well, of course.
I thought Max was so good. He got the yoga bonito going on, my guy. He had that sauce, dude. He was out there cooking, guys.
Where's our guy Kevin with the Max sauce? He loves the Max sauce.
Oh my god, dude. Max was so good today. I loved him. Him and Bassett up there, they were free roaming 10s when they were on attack, and they did it so well. They covered each other's asses so well. That's exactly what this team needs. Now you just put a big guy in the middle, Yappy, or you put a true just striker that's willing to shoot it constantly. This team might score 3 in the next 5 weeks if things keep going this way.
I cannot wait for him to get his first MLS goal. Right, because he scored in CCL. He didn't get on the score sheet until that home Dallas game at the end of the season, the last home game. He got an assist. And just it was growing pains to the maximum for him. But I think what we've seen now is, like MLS is definitely a big step up from what he was playing, right? And you have to learn the speed of the game. You have to learn a whole new set of players. You have to learn a whole different style of intensity and physicality. And I just think what you're seeing is just the result of minutes. Like literally, like you just have to, and this is why I'm saying like I wasn't fully 100% in on Yappy coming in and scoring a shitload of goals to start the season because you just need to see the field. You just need there is no training that can replace on-field production. There's just none. Doesn't matter how competitive your team is. And so I think we've really started to see him learning from on-field mistakes, and he needs to make more and make more and make more because the positives he brings have just been awesome. Great touches in possession, great switches of the field. That little play between him and Bassett, just roaming the outside of the box there at the end. You're going to see a lot of that stuff. And he was awesome. Great.
Also,
flowers,
just
great job.
The way his first touch is gorgeous. The way he brings down the ball, him and Ronan, man, if they get the ball, I am not afraid it's going to be a long touch. I'm not afraid that touch is going to go. It's going to go to the way. Yeah, I mean, Balalos is a contender, so I'll give Balalos a pass for that one.
His first touch scares the shit out of me every time.
It does, dude, so much. But dude, they have such a great first touch. And again, same thing with Max, man. He's running out there, he's having fun, and you can see him smiling. When we were
He's the best, dude. He's the best. So, I love that dude.
Real quick antidote from Max, and then we'll move on. At practice, when we were watching him play, him and Hanya were on the same side, and they were doing the same drill. Max doesn't know English. Hanya kind of is understanding English. And they were on the same side, and you can see Max trying to communicate with Hanya. Hey, man, do this, through handset gestures and, like, fake touches. But that goes to show that even with that language barrier, with two guys that are learning English and it's not their first language, he's out there trying to, like, teach a younger guy than him. He's out there trying to be a leader with a language barrier. And he's like, and she's just laughing because he knows that it's insane, and he's like, and I'm like,
when Fraser stops the drill, right? It was like, okay. When you're over here and you're over here, like, that's way too fast, and like screaming, and Max isn't on that level yet.
You're 20 yards away too.
Like, yeah, you can just kind of see him like.
But it's so funny, and I love it so much. That
he's the coolest. I love that dude. I'm so psyched. He's playing major minutes, man. It's
man. When he did that at practice, I looked over and I was like, this guy gets it. He might not even, but he gets it. He's a baller. He knows what's going on.
Hanya looked really good. We can get into that this week. He looked awesome. Duane, more flowers? Do you have more flowers?
Who do we have?
We got
Max, Fraser,
Cabral,
and Bassett. Yeah.
Bassett. Keegan, are you kidding me?
Oh, Yahya's guy that he stole in the draft.
Keegan,
two guys are giving flowers, man. I got a positive grade today.
Dude, yeah. Keegan was just on fire today, and it's funny because, like, we're after last season, we're so dialed up for another Keegan rocket, but like Keegan was just like bringing it straight to the goal, and man, I mean, for him to be in the right place at the right time over and over and over, both on defense and offense today. Man, I mean, he has like straight up, high running for man of the match. Like, that's how well I thought he played today.
Yeah.
So close to getting those goals too. Just so close.
He looked way more offensive in stretches than Nicholson, who's actually a winger.
For sure.
I was like, wow, this dude is he could just play winger at some point. Like, you put Seb Anderson on the right back and let Keegan cook up top.
The play of the game that wasn't, to me, was that Bassett long cross to Keegan at the back corner, had it into Lewis and was cleared over the bar, very close.
Yeah,
but he was an animal. And the subs kind of the subs pushed him back to more of a natural defender towards the end, I think, just positionally and who was out there, but he was chopping it up big time, man. Offense, defense. Keegan, welcome back. We missed you last week, big time. Yeah. Whoa, look at this. Did you already put that Logan stat up? Did I?
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Good for him. I saw Galaxy fans on Twitter today being like, I miss Cabral. I was like, oh, eat shit.
It. You love to hear it.
Also, man, Ricky Puig is so dope.
Well, we don't want to get into that.
I don't, but he's so dope. I watched that whole game, and I was
we could talk all day about good players, but
yeah,
we're talking about our good players.
I'm sorry, I remembered that I saw him today, and I was like, wow.
Let's hope, by the way, that it's clear that Cabral has had that cloud over him since he was in LA. Like,
Yeah.
just that sadness cloud of like their fans turning on him, our fans crapping on that trade right from the day one. I have the receipts. I keep your Twitter receipts.
He
He's
really
a madman. He really
no,
does.
no.
He screenshots, organizes them. It's crazy. This guy's
He
a
has.
genius.
It's so funny because he has receipts of like people that talk good and bad, and the bad folder's fucking insane.
He's like D'Angelo Russell and Nick Young keeping
I
receipts.
keep those receipts.
He can
I keep
spill the
those
tea on
receipts.
anybody, so just be ready.
So anyway, like he had that dark cloud both from LA and also Colorado. It's only gotten cloudier in Colorado until tonight. So I am hoping that now that the goal has happened, maybe that confidence that he's clearly, been struggling with, maybe comes back and starts to build. And man, maybe we get the Cabral everybody thought he was, which is what I've been banging the drum for since we traded for him. So, man, I sure hope that's it.
Hey, speaking of cloudy in Colorado, this was the nicest weather that they have played or practiced in since Florida.
Mexico,
Since Florida.
Or Florida, yeah.
Yeah. It was 78 at kickoff. I don't think it's been 60 at any training yet or game, home or away. It has been good for them. They finally get some nice weather and they put up a good game. All right, I have one last flowers to give out, and that is to the homies who have already picked up their tickets to next week's DNVR Rapids Takeover. It's going to be awesome. Party bus from the bar. We got a ton of beer for the bus. You get all you can eat and drink at C38. You get a game ticket with all the homies, and you get a DNVR Rapids scarf for $49. Pretty great. We've already smashed last year's ticket sales, so they're going fast. If you know anyone who is PIDS curious, as I've been saying, this is the event to do it. This is the most fun. You get to go from the coolest sports bar in town on the best party bus in town to the best tailgate in town, and then you get to watch a PIDS game. That's about as dope as it gets. So I don't know, guys, what do you got to say about the takeover, guys? You were there last time.
I'm just saying,
it's a lot of fun, man.
If you have a friend who is wondering what the Rapids experience is like, there will be no better way to sway them over to PIDS life than to pick up a ticket to the takeover, start at DNVR bar, get to enjoy the bus with C38 and
Dev Dogs
and Dev Dogs at the tailgate.
It's important. Dev Dogs are important.
It's just, it's not even about the game at that point. It's about the community that we're building and, trying to get the message of what the Rapids mean to the Colorado community. So this is your opportunity to do that, to grow our community, to invite somebody there. Man, no better way, no better time than at this takeover.
Yeah, and I will say this real quick. If you barely get into the Rapids, because I know we also have fans that leak over from DNVR that follow other sports and just kind of hears over. You want to get a little bit more into soccer, maybe because you hear the 2026 World Cup is coming. Maybe you just saw the World Cup and you got a little interested. This is a great way to go to a soccer game with a bunch of friends and have a good time. If this is your first time ever going to a soccer game,
it is so fun.
It's the easiest way to get acclimated to a culture with people that you know and are going to be there. So you're not going to go in there blind. You're not going to go in there being your first time not knowing what happens. You're going to go full experience. You're going to get the gear. It's a great way for your first game because that way you don't do it by yourself. You have a bunch of friends that are doing it with you and friends that are
running
there to
out of
help you out.
tickets too. So make sure that you tell your friends. I know a lot of you are season ticket members. Damn, you're right, Grant. We should have thrown this up when all the Nuggets guys were in here. Fuck. That sucks.
But again, that's
hire
that's
Grant. We
something-
need an intern. That's amazing.
But I think that's something that gets really left out there that we don't talk about enough. This is a great way to go watch your first Rapids game, because you go with a
Straight
bunch
up.
of people that won't judge you for not knowing every little thing about the Rapids or soccer. You're going with people
You're
that
not in the C38 section.
yeah, which is really intimidating. C38 section's really intimidating.
They all
because
know
they're
too
jumping.
much. They all know way
No.
too much.
And not just that, because it's constant jumping, it's constant chanting, it's constant
Ripping your shirt off.
like it's super intimidating. You're like,
Smoke
wow, I'm
bombs.
not exactly. It's crazy. So it's really cool that you get to go in a more kind of an environment that nobody's gonna be judging you in a first time environment. So you're always more than welcome to go with us.
Susie Hunter moved her flight of DNVR Rockies fame, moved her flight to Los Angeles to cover the Rockies so she could party with us at the Pids game this weekend.
Yeah. And
If
also,
Susie's going, you know it's cool as hell. Straight up.
And it's going to be silly.
yeah, and also LAFC is really cool. LAFC is a great team to go watch
You
against
get to
the Rapids.
see you get to see, U.S. men's national team. You get to see Carlos Vela. You get to,
Not
the list goes on.
USMNT, but
Well, yeah, Aaron Long took me a second there. Aaron Long from the USMNT took me a second there. It's been a long day.
Honestly, I'm also taking my mom and my little brother because he just got into soccer, played his first game, and I'm gonna go take him to go see the Rapids, go see Carlos Vela, go see all these really good soccer players from both teams. Like it's fun, dude. It's a really cool way to get family involved.
Tyler, I think I might be making the trip out. I want to check out the stadium and in July. Okay, just a side note. I think I get to go to that game because my wife in July is going to Taylor Swift here, and in the same week flying to Chicago to see Beyonce. So I think I can go to Seattle and watch the Pids play again.
Let me know if you're going. I'll go. I'll take a trip with you, my guy.
I think it's fair. I get to go make some soccer.
A little
trips.
Rapids away days. DNVR Rapids
dude,
away
be
days.
sick. Yes. Tyler, we'll let you know, or we'll talk about it on the pod. I
Yeah.
won't lie. We will talk about it on the pod if we're going. I probably won't. Yeah. But
You don't
we'll figure it out.
You don't want to.
You can hang with
Oh,
us
yeah,
in
I
the
know.
parking lot.
Or we can
All right,
hang
guys.
with you, apparently.
Plug it away.
Real quick before we go any further, I do want to say shout out Brian Acosta, Lawless, Danny, and Maxu for locking up Jerusi, which is their only threat, and they locked
Drusy
him
did
up.
nothing.
Bro went into that pitch and came without handcuffs and came out with handcuffs.
I was
That's
so
how bad-
nervous on that free kick late. Ooh, boy. And he sent
Until he
into
kicked
the
it up
sky.
into the outer
until
space.
he kicked it into second level. Fantastic. All right, Duane, plug us out of here, my guy.
Take over, man. That's it. 100%. Come hang with us.
Take over. Yep. Yeah. You got anything else to plug?
You guys know my spiel. 5-star review wherever you hear us, whether it be Spotify or Apple. Let us know where you guys hear us. If you guys listen to us on Spotify, hey, we might send some cool stuff out to Spotify listeners. If you're here at Apple, let us know. We'll try to make a little competition out of this. Give us a thumbs up. It always really helps us out. And if you have a sad Rapids fan, or if you have a Rapids fan in your life that you think might enjoy this podcast, send them over our way. We're always more than happy to talk to new people. We're always here to have a good time. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us.
The retweet button is still free on Twitter as of this version of Elon Musk grifting money from us. So feel free to hit that button a lot.
Until it costs $1 per retweet.
DNVR_Rapids is where you can see if it costs money.
Go ahead and get your DNVR diehard level subscription if you have not already. You get free merch in the locker. You get discounts at the bar. You get discounts on merch. You get access to the Discord channels. You get all that stuff. It's definitely worth your time. You get extra raffle tickets during watch parties at the bar. You get all sorts of stuff. It's 100% worth it. You get cheaper diehard tickets. Thank you to tailgates, takeovers, all that stuff. It's cheaper. Golf tournaments coming up. Same thing. So definitely worth it there. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And more important than that, baby, the most important thing, up the Pids.